How's it going, everyone? This is Mike with PricePaw.com. Today's an exciting day. We finally have stores in stock with Epi Burn Pro from USPLabs. This is the new fat burner meant to replace the OxyELITE Pro franchise, which was massively successful between about 2009 and 2012 or so. And so in this video, I want to go over the ingredients. So we have a very big blog post, but if you don't feel like reading, then you can listen to me here and kind of look at the studies later on. And just, I've taken my first 1 capsule dose. So let's start with that. I'll tell you how I'm feeling a little bit at the end, but there is 100 milligrams of caffeine in each capsule. It's a very small capsule. Let me pull it out. USPLabs going with a new color scheme here. This is quite a small capsule, so it's very easy to swallow. And I will say that with just 100 milligrams of caffeine, I'm feeling much more than 100 milligrams of caffeine. It's got me in a pretty good mood, and I'm definitely feeling some other stimulant effects. Normally at this point in the day, it's almost 11 a.m. I've had more caffeine than that. So, so far so good. So the whole thing is that this kind of follows in the line that you don't need a very high amount of caffeine to kind of get you going. It's more like the ignition to getting the fat burning started, but it's not the accelerator. A lot of other fat burners are kind of empty with other things, just loaded up with caffeine so you can feel it. USPLabs is getting away from that. You really just need to get the process started, the whole lipid turnover going, and then let the other ingredients actually burn the fat or get you motivated to get your butt into the gym and then burn the fat. And so this product actually has a couple of ingredients that will burn fat on their own and a couple of ingredients that will kind of detach the fat, the lipid molecules, and get you to burn them in the gym. So it looks like a pretty cool formula. Now what USPLabs is doing is a little bit different here. In the proprietary blend, you have 213 milligrams of other stuff in each capsule. And the first ingredient is Withania Somnifera, otherwise known as ASHWAGHANDA. Now, if you've seen this in the supplement world before, it's usually marketed as a stress reliever or stress reducer, anti-anxiety type of supplement. Natural herb, everything in here is completely natural. What's interesting is that during these studies, they are putting the patients through tests where they were trying to relieve their stress, and they were going through treatments as well, and they were going through treatment. And what happened was they noticed that this stuff does work for stress relief, but at the same time, the users who were receiving the supplement, not the placebo, were losing more weight, completely unrelated. So there are some body composition effects that ashwagandha has, but I think it's also in here because USPLabs customers kind of still looking for that DMAA replacement, still looking for those good feels that DMAA gave us, and this is a great way to do it, and I think it is a good idea. Beyond that, there's some cardiovascular benefits, and then obviously the anti-stress benefits. So check out those studies. It's kind of interesting that they weren't looking to lose weight, but it ended up happening without even trying. So pretty cool there. The second ingredient is Olea Europaea, which is olive leaf extract. Now, you know that olive oil is very healthy oil and everything. Well, in a lot of the studies, they actually compared olive oil versus this olive leaf extract. And the olive leaf extract turns out to do a lot of other good things, such as oxidizing your LDL cholesterol, better insulin effects, blood sugar, and just lowers total cholesterol as well. So it's got some of those auxiliary benefits that are great for dieters, but as far as weight loss goes, I don't see a ton of studies on that. But if it's oxidizing LDL, there's a good chance it is burning fat too. So that's a good thing. Now next is the big important ingredient, yohimbe. If you know that you're yohimbe, if you're allergic to yohimbe, this is the one that would provide any side effects. I like yohimbe, but not too much, and right now I'm feeling pretty good for 1 capsule. This is a product you probably want to stay away from if you are very allergic to yohimbe, but for the rest of us, it's absolutely incredible. It's used as an appetite suppressant. It's very stimulatory, and it also burns fat by blocking the fat storage receptors. It's an alpha-2 antagonizer. So I think I have that right. We can check the blog post. Anyway, big fan of yohimbe, but some people aren't, so be caution there. And the one thing is that it's kind of high up on the label. So I'm wondering, is yohimbe pretty highly dosed, or are the ingredients below it, dosed a little bit lower, or are they all the same? That's the one thing we don't really know with the proprietary blend, which USPLabs definitely sticks to. And then finally, yohimbe is an aphrodisiac, so Yeah, that's a lot to say about that. 2 caps of this might get you going a little bit. Anyway, after that is something that's coming very, very strong on in the market, Coleus Forskolin, otherwise known as Forskolin. And so this is an herb that increases your camp levels, and it's kind of an energy output booster. And unfortunately, there's not a ton of human-based research on it yet. Everyone's been talking about it. It's been included in more and more fat loss stacks and fat burners. Even, your famous TV personalities are talking about it. So I am assuming we're going to see some studies on this in the next couple of years. But from what we know so far, people are losing body mass, complete, total body fat reduction. And there also is, if it's injected or put into the thighs, women were losing regional body fat in their thighs from this. So we need more research, but overall Forskolin looks very safe, and it looks very very efficacious, given that we don't have a ton of research. A lot of people are getting great benefits from it when including it with some of these other ingredients like caffeine and all that. And then finally, the last ingredient is Nucifera, which USPLabs doesn't say what they're extracting it for, but we are assuming that it's got higenamine in it. And so USP was the first company, or maybe the second company, to start using higenamine, which has turned out to be an extremely safe stimulant that does all sorts of great things for the heart. And actually, it stimulates you without raising blood pressure, and without doing some of the nasty things that some of the other stimulants do. And so it is a beta-2 and beta-1 adrenergic antagonist, which means it's going to kind of stimulate a very mild fight or flight response in your system. And what that does is it leads to a chain reaction that releases some of your lipid energy stores. Now those lipids or fat molecules could get reattached if you don't do anything with it, but when you take this, your dosage before going to the gym, you're going to have more fat energy at your disposal to burn. And so higenamine, I will tell you that in every product I've ever taken it from, I almost can tell you that there's higenamine in there because it is thermogenic. It gets me very heated up. I like it a lot, and I think that's the ingredient that's kind of getting me a little bit hot right now, just from one capsule. Nothing bad, but it is thermogenic and it is there. So overall, yeah, so far, 1 capsule in, I am a fan of this. I'd like to come back and do a full review, but the moral of the story is that I am feeling good. I am in a good mood. I'm excited about this. I've never taken ashwagandha, actually, and so it could be contributing to some good mood here. But again, I've only taken 1 cap, and the dosage of ashwagandha probably needs 2 capsules, so it really starts hitting you. But I think USPLabs is doing it right by having the stimulants, or at least the caffeine, a little bit lower, and trying to find another way of getting you that good feel, getting you back the appetite suppression that DMAA had. And it takes a few ingredients to kind of mix that together and make it happen. But overall, a big fan of this. So as of right now, we only have a couple stores with this in stock. So you can head over to the links that we have on this page and compare prices, and also sign up for price drop alerts. Anyone who is registered on our site and was waiting for product notifications should be getting them, and because the product is now available. And at the prices I'm seeing, I think this is definitely worth trying. The only thing that you'll need to be concerned about is this enough caffeine for you? I think it is, because there's other stuff in there. And can you handle the yohimbe? Because I think there's a pretty good dose in here. And so far, so good with 1 capsule. So, ease into it just like everything else. Talk to your doctor and have a good diet plan worked out here. I'm going to give this a good old-fashioned college try and report back in a couple weeks. But yeah, so far feeling pretty good from this. So USPLabs EpiBURN Pro. Compare prices on Pricepal.com, and thanks for listening.